Telephus, a brave warrior and son of Heracles and Auge, was adopted by the kind-hearted king of Mysia, Telephus. Telephus then succeeded him as the king of Mysia. During the war between Achaeans and Trojans, Telephus was tragically wounded by Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Achaeans. However, fate took a different turn when Telephus received healing through a rather peculiar method. An oracle had warned the Achaeans that they would never be able to overtake Troy without the help of the person who wounded Telephus. As a result, Achilles was compelled to heal Telephus with rust scraped from his spear. This seemingly simple act of healing marked the beginning of an alliance between the two warriors. In time, Telephus became the proud father of Eurypylus, a Trojan warrior who fought valiantly against the Greeks in the Trojan War. The story of Telephus, his wound, and the healing by Achilles left such a deep impact on ancient Greek and Roman art and tragedy, that his name and mythology were possibly derived from the Hittite god, Telephus. Telephus was a Greek mythological figure born to the priestess of Athena, Auge, and the mighty Heracles. However, Auge's father, Aeolus, upon learning of the affair, tried to get rid of Auge and her newborn son. Auge and Telephus found refuge in Asia Minor at the court of Telephus, the king of Mysia. There were three versions of how Telephus became the heir of the Mysian king. In the oldest account, Auge arrived in Mysia, was raised as Telephus's daughter, and gave birth to Telephus. In another version, Telephus arrived in Mysia as an infant with his mother, and Telephus adopted him after marrying Auge. The third version tells how Telephus was abandoned in Arcadia and was found and raised by King Corythus and his herdsmen. Telephus eventually sought his mother's identity from the Delphic oracle, which directed him to Mysia, where he was reunited with Auge and eventually adopted by Telephus. Despite being born amidst scandal and exile, Telephus became an important figure in Greek mythology, largely due to his association with Telephus and Mysia. The tale of his birth and adventurous journey to Mysia demonstrates the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of finding refuge and solace in unexpected places. Telephus, a Greek mythological figure, had a disputable birthplace. According to the Hesiodic Catalogue of Women, Telephus was born in Mysia and raised by King Telephus, while his mother Auge was also raised there. It was said that Heracles became Telephus' father while searching for Laomedon's horses. However, all other sources indicate that Telephus was born in Arcadia and that his mother was cast into the sea in a wooden chest by Aeolus after giving birth to him. Sophocles and Euripides wrote plays detailing different versions of Telephus' birth and upbringing, and Pausanias, Hecataeus, and Strabo wrote historical accounts that also varied. According to some of these accounts, Telephus was exposed by Aeolus and then suckled by a doe on Mount Parthenion. Despite the differing accounts of Telephus' birth and upbringing, it was common among all of them that he was later adopted by Telephus. Eventually, Telephus was able to reunite with his mother Auge with the help of the gods and later became a king of Mysia. Telephus was a figure from Greek mythology who was infamous for killing Aeolus' sons. This heinous act made him religiously polluted, and he was required to seek purification for his crime. However, the details of why and how Telephus killed them remain unknown. According to Greek religious practice, criminal homicides were punished silently until their blood guilt could be expiated. Aristotle referenced Telephus' appearance in a tragedy called Missions, where he mentions the man who came from Tegea to Mysia without speaking. Apparently, the silence of Telephus was proverbial. Comic poets like Alexis and Vyse reference Telephus in their works as well. In one passage, Alexis writes of guests so focused on eating that they sit, in speechless silence, like Telephus. In another, Vyse compares fishmongers to Telephus, stating that, mute, they stand like Telephus. This comparison was apt, as they were all considered homicides and religiously polluted people. Despite the lack of details surrounding Telephus' crime, his name and the legend of his silence lived on in popular Greek culture, serving as an example of the serious consequences of breaking religious laws and customs.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.